let's get it right into it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Um, this is a deep one. It's very, very deep. How to face generational curses that have nothing to do with you, but being stuck in the middle of one that you recognize. So slow it down just a little bit. How to face a generational curse that have nothing to do with you, but being stuck in the middle of one that you can recognize. That's a deep question. So deep that when you're stuck in the middle of a generational pattern that didn't start with you, the work is less about fighting and more about standing differently. Here's how to face it without carrying what was never yours. Doesn't that sound good? Sometimes we all have things, we all have baggage that we have to face and we have to be intertwined with and put in the middle of, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they may not have anything to do with you, you know what I'm saying? And the baggage that you're carrying on was never meant for you. Well, here's a little fighting power for you to fight back, if you want to call it that. One, understanding what is a generational curse really is. Two, stop trying to fix people who aren't awake. Three, detach without abandoning love. That's really important. I'm just gonna go back to that one. Detach without abandoning love is because we all do things, and we all at some point have to detach from people that no longer serve our greatest purpose. So basically what we have to do, we have to detach from the situation without abandoning your love for the person. So that's gonna be really a really important one. Four, name it internally, not publicly. Five, change your body before your story. Six, refuse inherited shame. Seven, accept the loneliness of the middle. Eight, reframe the curse as a calling. And let's just focus on our first antidote for the generational curse would be understand what a generational curse really is. Most generational curses aren't mystical punishments. They're unconscious patterns passed down. Emotional suppression, silence instead of truth, scarcity thinking, addiction, avoidance, rage, or fear, repeating relationships or money cycles. You didn't create it. You were born into awareness of it. And that's very, very important with experiences that you may not have created none of the generational curses that you can recognize. You were born into the awareness of it, meaning that the generational curse is around you. It's not in you. It doesn't come from your generation. It may not come from even come from your family, but you were born into the awareness of it. And basically when you're born to the awareness of it, you recognize that it's there. That makes you a pattern breaker, not a carrier. So think about that. That makes you a pattern breaker, not the carrier. Two, stop trying to fix people who aren't awake. One of the biggest traps is believing if I just explain it better, they'll change. It's not it. They won't until they see it. That's not it either. Your role is not to heal the family, but to heal your position inside the family. That's where the wisdom comes into it. Your role is not to heal the family, but to heal your position inside of it. So if you know that there's a generational curse, you recognize it. Your role is to not heal the family, but to heal your position. So basically, you healing your position may be you recognizing that there is a generational curse, but your position has to be healed for you to try to help. So it's a little bit of emphasis on yourself and what you can do to try to break something that you recognize that's not necessarily meant for you. So there you go with that one. Pattern breakers often feel like pattern breakers may be you. It could be me, but this is what we have to go through. We often feel isolated, often feel misunderstood, often feel blame, like you're the problem. And that's the biggest one right there that I would like to take note, is that you often feel like within the curse, people around you tend to make it your problem, or you often feel like you're the problem because of their intentions, and they haven't got a hold of recognizing or realizing that they are under a curse. It's big. That's not a coincidence. Systems resist change. Any system resists change. Even your higher self doesn't. Your body doesn't. If you're comfortable inside your body and you don't, and you know you need a change, resistance, basically, that's where resistance comes into a system like that. Number three, which is detached without abandoning love. This is advanced work. This is when your work and your power gets a little bit more advanced and a little bit more tough to maneuver by. But detachment means you don't absorb their emotions. You don't argue with their denial. You don't carry guilt for choosing peace. That's a very big one. Do not carry guilt for choosing peace. The form that the guilt may carry is you choosing peace. It may seem like that you're being selfish. It may seem like you don't want to deal with the situation, but like I said, you have to detach yourself from the situation to help, to help the whole system recognize that there is a problem within that curse. So basically that's where it can lead you to doing too as well. But you can still love from a distance. You can love for a distance. If you don't know how to love from a distance, I'm pretty sure that all of us have done that before. And also too, your boundaries are spiritual protection. Silence when intentional breaks curses. I told you about that in my past videos about your silence and how they can have a hold and give you the upper hand on certain things. And yeah, so your boundaries are spiritual protections. Silence when intentional. Breaking curses faster than confrontation. So 4, name and internally, not publicly. You do not need to announce, I'm breaking a generational curse. That creates resistance. We don't want to create resistance. We want everything to flow so you can let your power, or you can come into your power a lot more smoothly. Instead, affirm privately. This pattern ends with me. I release what was never mine to carry. I choose clarity, health, and peace. This is inner authority. This is not rebellion. 5, change your body before your story. Generational trauma lives in the nervous system, not just in the mind. Let's think about that one. Generational trauma lives in the nervous system, not in the mind. This connects directly to your current focus on health and body. Break patterns by improving sleep, fasting and cleansing intentionally, grounding, walking, driving alone, something that I already do intuitively. Posture, standing tall, slow breathing, relaxed jaw. When your body exits survival mode, the curse is loosen its grip. 6, refuse inherited shame. Many curses survive through shame. We do not talk about that. That's just how we are. Don't think you're better than us. Truth. Choosing differently doesn't mean you think you're better. It means you're brave enough to stop bleeding forward. 7, accept the loneliness of the middle. That's a big one for me. Number 7 is choosing the loneliness of the middle. The middle generation, the one that sees it, is often the loneliest. You're too aware to stay unconscious and too different to be fully understood yet. But the reward comes later. Peace, clarity, a clean lineage going forward, spiritual authority. You're not stuck, you're positioned. 8, refrain from the curse as a calling. What looks like a curse is often training ground. You develop emotional control. You also develop discernment, which is very important in your spiritual journey, and something that is a good quality to have when you suit up. Self-mastery, also strength through resistance. These aren't accidental, they're tools. One ground in truth. You are not here to carry the weight of the past. You are here to end it. It ends with you. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Until then, peace. I'm out.